Welcome back to How Makes It Up, guys. Today I'm here with my gorgeous model Stacey, and we are going to be doing a look from the Met Gala, which is the look that Rosie Huntington Whiteley wore, and I will put the look in here. And we're going to recreate this look today on Stacey. So the first thing I'm going to start with is a bit of NARS Sheer Glow Foundation, and I'm using the shade Light 6, and I'm just going to apply that with a MAC stipple brush as well. So I'm just going to take that from the middle of the face outwards. I think there's a lot of debate about this foundation. Everyone kind of says that it's not sheer and it's not glowy, but I think it's a different kind of glowy. It's not a dewy finish, it's more just a healthy finish. So I think that's where the idea of the glow comes from. But you can build the coverage really nicely. And we just want to create Rosie's really beautiful skin. I think it was quite a satiny finish, so it wasn't too dewy or too glowing, but it looked very youthful and fresh. So we're going to make sure we give Stacey the same look. So taking a little bit of Laura Mercier's Secret Camouflage, I'm going to use this just to pinpoint any kind of correctional work I want to do on the skin, and I'm going to use a little bit of this Revlon Colour Stay concealer as well, which is a little bit more creamy just under the eyes and any areas that I want to add a little bit of brightness to the face. So you can even mix a little bit of the two on the back of your hand if that's easier, and kind of work with a brush. So just adding a little bit of that. I'm just going to take Zoeva Luxe Definer, using a little bit of the lighter concealer. Look up and down. So it's kind of more fluidy. I'm just going to pop this under the eye. Okay, so just so it's nice and illuminated. Taking a little bit of this Ruby Millie brush as well, I'm just going to take a little bit of the lighter colour. This is number 3 Secret Camouflage by Laura Mercier. I'm just going to add a little bit more opaqueness from the concealer where I want it. And just cover any little blemishes. Just want to go over the blemish and then just kind of blend around so you don't remove the product. So I've just done the base, a little bit of concealer, but I want to leave the powder till the very end just in case there's anything I want to go back in and kind of retouch. And I've not decided yet whether I'm going to go cream blusher or powder blush, so I'm going to move on to the eyes. And to start with is a real classic. This is the Bourjois Little Round Pots. This is the Pearl Eyeshadow, and this one is in Beige Rose, because I think if you look at the picture of Rosie, while she doesn't have any kind of definite colour eyeshadow on, there's a little bit of definition and a little bit of highlight within the eye. So I'm just going to pop this over the lid and kind of blend it up towards the brow bone, but so it fades out at the brow. So it's just a really, really lovely kind of pearl, skin colour pearl shade. So I'm just going to take this on another buffing brush, and I'm just going to pop this over the eyelid. And just blend it out a little bit. And if you feel like you've gone too harsh over it, you can just take a bigger buffing brush and just sweep it over a little bit so it's a little bit softer on the blend. In terms of the socket of the eye, I just want to add a little bit of definition, so I'm going to take one of the Shadow Links by Rimmel, and this is in the colour Taupe, but it's also got a little bit of shimmer in, so it'll still give that nice evening feel. And using the same brush, if you just look straight ahead for me, Stacey, I'm just going to pop that into the crease, and I'm just going to buff that through a little bit. And it's very subtle, I don't want anything with too much pigment. If you have anything that's the same with more pigment, just wash a bit off on the back of your hand. So moving on to brows, I'm just going to do a little bit of Fling by MAC. This is their eyebrow crayon, and before I start I'm just going to use a spoolie and just brush the brows so I can see the hairs, because I think what's nice with Rosie's look as well is that you can see all the individual brow hairs. So I don't need to do much to Stacey's brow. I'm just going to add a couple more little strands, just very delicately, just pull the brow out ever so slightly and just fill any kind of little gaps coming through. Yeah. If you look at the line Rosie's got as well on her makeup, it kind of slightly joins from the bottom. So if you work on doing the bottom first, it helps you join it up. So if you just look up for me, Stacey, just taking a black kohl. This one is by Benefit, and this is Bad Girl Liner Waterproof. And I think especially if you're going for like a night out or an evening, it's good to kind of go for a waterproof option. So if it's easy, you can even do small messy dots. Turn the other way for me. But keep them very small and very thin and very, very close to the lash line. And you only want this to go halfway, no more. You're going to blend it out with a small brush. I'm just going to use this one by NARS, and this is number 12, and just softly run it across so it kind of starts to feather out a little bit, but you still want that definition. Next, moving on, I'm going to use this gel liner by Maybelline, and this is just a black one. I think when using gel liners as well, you don't need to spend a lot of money. You can get such good options from the drugstores. So whether it's Maybelline, L'Oreal, or any of the cheaper drugstore brands, you can find something really affordable. Okay, so I'm going to take an Art Shop brush as well. You can get these very, very cheap. If you look in your local art shop, they're quite a good way to find your perfect eyeliner brush. And with Rosie's eyeliner, whilst I wouldn't say it kind of starts massively in the inner corner, it definitely goes from kind of thin to thick. And it doesn't flick up so much as it more elongates outwards. So if you close your eye for me, I'm going to just start kind of in the middle. I'm just going to do a thin line first. I find if you do a thin line first, you can then decide where you go from there. And I'm going to go more into kind of the inner corner, but really so there's almost nothing on the brush. So it's super duper thin, and this is where you will need a thin brush for that. So then if you've got your line that you've created already, what you want to do is draw your line with your eyes open. So if you keep your head up a little bit for me, Stacey, I'm just going to carry on the line from where the line's already finished with the eyes looking open, just so it's kind of elongating and pulling the eye out a little bit. Because I think, especially with her liner, it was sort of lower and more elongated rather than a 60s flick. And then just join it up, so close for me. And then just follow along where you've already done, but making sure it goes thinner again into the inside corner. Okay, so once you've got your liner where you want it, making sure that when your head's up it kind of looks like you're kind of elongating the eye outwards, you want to do the same on the other side as well. And open a little bit more for me, head up. Perfect, so I'm just going to curl the top lashes. Look right down for me, darling. This is just with a Sure Mirror lash curler. Give them a good little squeeze. So I'm going to use the Falsies by Maybelline. And look down for me. And give a nice generous coat. So now I'm going to add on some little homemade corner lashes. I have got a video which I did this, show you how to do this in actually, so I'll link that below as well in the description box. But I think corner lashes as well, from looking at Rosie's makeup, it just gives that fluttery eyelash effect, especially if you already have quite long lashes. So just using a bit of duo adhesive. So just popping that in a tweezer, I'm going to apply that to the lash. So first lash I'm going to do on the other side, so turn to me, darling, and head down a little bit onto the lash. And you can even use your fingers, just kind of squish that in, just to the outer corner to get that nice flick. Can I open for me, darling? And just you want to match up on the other side where you popped your other one. So I like to use my fingers with these. Once I've kind of got it into the place I want it, you just want to push it in. So then you see that really does kind of extend the eye outwards as well. So where you've created your line, this is then just mimicking that shape as well and really enhancing the eye look. So take a little bit of the Clinique Bottom Lash Mascara. You just want to give lots of definition to the underneath lashes as well. So give quite a nice coating of mascara just to balance out the nice heavy black lash look. Powder, I'm going to use a little bit of this French Pharmacy powder. This is by a company called Le Maquillage Professional, and it's a beautiful kind of peachy coloured powder. So I'm going to use a little bit of this into my hand and then with a brush. And I'm going to take a big brush. This is a powder brush by Zoeva, and I'm just going to kind of buff it into the skin so that it becomes part of the skin. And it's just a really nice peach powder that just really enhances the skin. This is quite kind of a makeup artist secret, this powder as well. I think you can get it from a shop in London called Pam. I'll put the link below as well because they have a website, but it's just a beautiful, really, really sheer powder. Oh, I'm going to add a little bit of bronze to the face now as well, just to kind of give that glow back to the skin, but again without it being like a sheeny, wet finish or anything that's super shimmery. So I'm going to take this by Galan. This is beautiful bronzer, and it's got kind of peaches and golds in as well. And this is called Terracotta Light for Blondes 01. But you could use it for any any hair colour. So just using the same brush that I had for the powder, I'm just going to swirl this around the skin a little bit, just to give that little bit of luminescence back. A bit down the nose and just into the skin and turn the other way if we don't. So just aiming it kind of on the centre of the face, aiming it on the outside apples of the cheeks, kind of working into the hairline, a little bit down the nose and on the chin. I think in terms of cheek, a really nice palette actually is this one by Gosh, which has kind of a mix of kind of corals and peaches in, just to keep with the kind of bronzy, healthy glow. So I'm just going to swirl, I'm going to kind of avoid the dark red one and just swirl these colours around together. And I'm going to use a Sure Mirror pony brush for that. And then I'm just going to kind of blend that through the top points of the cheeks. gives her a really nice healthy glow, and this is quite a nice summer evening look as well actually. Moving on to lips, I'm going to use a little bit of this creme brulee. This is one of the lip butters by Revlon, just to kind of soften and smooth the lips out before I apply any colour. And this is quite a nude shade, which I think is nice to have something balmy on the lips. Taking this lipstick by the Lipstick Queen in Barely Nude Sinner, I'm just going to use, in Peachy Nude Sinner, I'm just going to add a little bit of that as well into the lip, just into the centre. Because again, this has got quite a nice satin finish. It's not too shiny, but not too matte. And it'll just make the lips look really healthy. And then just with your finger, just pat it in. Finish your lips midway. There you have it guys, that's the finished look. That's the Rosie Huntington Whiteley look from the Met Ball Gala recently. I think if you wanted to have it exactly the same as her, you could even use slightly smaller lashes, especially if your lashes aren't very long, and move them slightly inwards, but I think it's really flattering and a little bit more feline, just pulling them out to the side a little bit. You get that gorgeous kind of feline eye. So please like and subscribe. Let me know if there's any other red carpet looks you would like to see, and I look forward to seeing you guys in more videos very soon. Thanks very much, bye!